Most discussions about AI products start in the wrong place. We talk about the model, parameters, benchmarks, accuracy numbers. While these are useful metrics for a research paper, they are rarely the right product questions. The real question is simpler. What problems are we actually solving? Are we optimizing for model intelligence or for margin? In AI, it is dangerously easy to optimize for intelligence while completely ignoring utility. This is how you build something impressive that no one actually needs. The objective gap is the distance between what a model does and what a business requires. Internally, we look at benchmarks and F1 scores. Externally, the user only cares about utility and workflow impact. Consider a customer support AI that drafts responses in 5 seconds. Sounds impressive? But if a human agent spends 30 seconds auditing each one of hallucination, you didn't save time. You added cognitive load. You narrowed the model gap, but you widened the objective gap. Traditional software is deterministic. You write the logic and it behaves the same way every time. It is predictable, and predictable systems have a very low cost of trust. AI systems are different. They are probabilistic. They operate on uncertainty. This creates a permanent tension. Users want certainty, but our core technology offers only probability. If that problem isn't defined through this lens, the product starts to drift. It becomes a polished demo with no durable business value. I evaluate every AI product through what I call the friction cost framework. We aren't selling intelligence, we are selling the commoditization of judgment to reduce friction in four specific areas: effort, latency, uncertainty, and default reliability. If that system introduces more operational risk than the friction it removes, it is a bad product decision. Period. There is a common reflex in AI teams: push accuracy higher. 92% becomes 95, but those last few points are exponentially expensive. I call this the accuracy trap. From a staff level, the question is economic. If a 90% accurate systems with the human in the loop fallback produces better unit economics than a 95% black box, you ship the 90% version every time. Perfect is not the goal. Sustainable margin is. When we automate too aggressively, we enter the silent failure path. This happens when a system drifts and nobody notices because there is no error message. Trust erodes quietly, and trust is the hardest asset to rebuild. If your product requires a user to behave like a prompt engineer to extract value, you haven't reduced friction. You just move the complexity to the user. And complexity always shows up in the bill later. AI changes the cost structure of decisions. Exploration is now cheap, but verification has become expensive. I call this the verification tax. If a system saves a user 10 minutes of inference time but requires 15 minutes of auditing, the net value is negative. The economics are broken. I no longer ask, is this AI good? I ask one question: does the total decision cost go down? That must include the cost of monitoring, compliance, and escalation. If the verification tax is larger than the inference savings, the feature should die in the design phase. That is discipline. We shouldn't just be building features, we should be protecting margins. Intelligence is not a product. Reducing the cost of correct decision is. In our next episode, we will look at the demo to production. For now, be precise about the problem you are solving. Everything else follows from that.